time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 Sjporr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Alright guys, time for another one. This one is, as it reads, let's see, I'll read it to you. 28V-74L-58Z. 4.2% ABV, ultralight milk stout, chocolate, roasty, lightly nutty, with a touch of brightness on the finish. So, we're going to get on it. And you can probably hear my family in the background because every time I try to come downstairs and do something, everybody's got to start crying and yelling and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to share it with you guys. All right. Nice little hiss. And the pour. Ooh, nicely carbonated. Ooh. The worst thing about these glasses, the head really builds when the neck narrows. I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to kind of let this sit a little bit, see if I can get the head to dissipate. Alright, got the head down. I went ahead and emptied the bottle. And there's quite a bit of stuff at the bottom of that, so I'm going to take a guess and say it's probably bottle conditioned. It's dark. As dark as dark can get. I'll look to the light. I'm not really seeing through it. And maybe up at the top is a nice roasty brown color. Not like a ruby red. Carbonation is streaming. So, had a really nice head on it, but I ruined it. I could probably get it up again. Okay. Alright. So, as far as appearance, it is a typical, beautiful looking stout. Nice khaki head. So, aroma. It's kind of got that classic kind of stout kind of aroma. Dark malts. Not really a whole lot of hops. Maybe a little bit of chocolate. But roast. Roast is dominant. A little bit of sweetness. But you can just hear that carbonation streaming up through the breaking the surface tension at the top of the beer. Alright, so let's go in for, let me fix this before I have an Andrew Cooper moment and it falls down. Sorry, DJ Babyface. Alright. Does have a nice floral nose to it. Alright. A lot of roast. Not a whole lot of sweetness to it. It really reminds me of a dry Irish stout with all the roast. Smell, everything really reminds me more of a dry Irish stout, not so much of a milk stout. I'm expecting a little more sweetness out of it. It's got kind of a caramel toffee kind of finish, but the roast is pretty prevalent, nutty. I'd say this is pretty classic if you wanted to leave off the milk stout and just say this is a, dry Irish stout. I would say this is a perfect representation of what you would get like brewing classic styles and all that good stuff. little smoky, but I think that just comes along with the roast. So it's very, very malt-driven beer, which should be. So, am I getting hops from it? No. Is there a bitterness? It's a roasted grain type bitterness. It's not a hop bitterness. I don't know what the IBUs are on this. I'd say it's pretty low, but mouthfeel's good. It's got a really good classic kind of mouthfeel, kind of a stout kind of mouthfeel. It's not thin at all. It's a nice, good medium mouthfeel. Carbonation's spot on. Maybe some people might say it's a little high, but for my personal taste, I like it. It's got kind of a creamy mouthfeel to it, which that probably is the lactose. But it's got a really good mouthfeel to it. I would probably venture to say there's probably flaked oats and lactose both to try to give a really good mouthfeel, which this delivers it well. But it's not like a chewy mouthfeel, but it's definitely a very good mouthfeel. Overall impression, yeah, it's a good one. Not a huge dry Irish stout fan, and I know it says milk stout, but this to me screams dry Irish stout because it's very dry, roasty, not a whole lot of residual sweetness. So I would say, I would think without the lactose, this beer, I would say it probably would have finished pretty low, probably below 1010, I would say. But having said that, no, I can't. As far as flaws, no, I wouldn't say there's any flaws in this beer. It's a good solid beer. There's no off flavors. There's no off smells. Yeah, I gotta dig deep to pick anything that I consider probably not what I would think a milk stout would be. But I'm not an expert. I'm just a hack drinking a beer. So I'm gonna say cheers, well done. It's a super good beer. Yeah, really gotta try it hard. I had to try pretty hard to find some flaws. Not really flaws, we'll say perceivable things that I don't like, or I would change. Because it's not that I don't like it. I think you guys get it. It's good. It's good beer. Sitting out to get the fire pit up and running and just kind of sit around and kind of shoot it for a bit. Good stuff. All right, guys. Peace. Cheers.